Good evening and welcome on in to another episode of From Day One, the evening edition. Let's see what kind of goodies we do have available. As promised, we do have some fun stuff for you today in part 2. I did decide to go ahead, at least on my other server, go ahead and re-up the Valkyrie favor, so hence why the 5 keys were there. Hopefully this will give them a week for things to hopefully clean up a little bit over there so they can get us verified. And all that good items. Meantime, let's get that other task going so that we can still get both in before the New Day in Dominion dawns message. And as I promised in part 1, we have a great 1-2 punch of a sovereign citizen for you tonight here in part 2. We have what happens when you take a Karen, a sovereign citizen, and somebody who claims that they are a law professor, and roll them all into one. In part 1 of our inspection today, we will go and take a look at his actual traffic stop. And of course, everything that he fucked up there. However, it's not all, because then, in part 2, which we'll also do tonight, we actually have his court case that he had on this particular issue, and hilarity and hijinks that ensued. Along for the ride to help me with the commentary is my good friend Mr. Father Skeptic, who will be the other voice you'll hear commentating on all of the moronic idiot situations that we will have going on. So, with that being said, we'll march through Dominion and let's get the idiot underway.
Hey,
You have a driver's license, please, insurance and registration.
I sure do.
Okay.
Is there a reason why you pulled me over?
Yes, there is. You ran a red light when you were at University and Rural, and then you made an improper turn right here when you cut the car off. That was the lane number L2. Do you have a driver's license, please?
I do, but it's in here. You're not going to be scared if I reach it, are you?
Do you have any weapons?
Well, I don't answer any questions, but...
You don't answer any questions, huh? Well, right before he asked you if you had any weapons,
He
asked you if
answered
you had a driver's
questions.
license, and you said you do. So I guess you do actually
Answer
answer
questions.
questions.
You can clearly see inside of my vehicle. I have camera equipment. I'm a TV producer.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license, please?
I do.
Could you grab it, please?
Now wait a minute. You're a Karen, sovereign citizen, YouTube law professor, that you teach law, but now you're also a TV film producer. Lie much, Karen?
But I did a U-turn where the road was closed. I just want you to notice that.
All right. Could you give me your driver's license, please?
I can, but I got to reach in here, and I don't want you to be scared.
Just give me your driver's license.
This is the Mullen Commission. I teach constitutional law.
The fuck does that even mean? The Mullen Commission was a commission designed to investigate corrupt cops in New York City decades ago, and you're breaking the law in Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
Just so you understand what you're doing here.
All right.
Be really careful your steps here.
Give me your driver's license, please.
You can't say I ran a red light when the road was closed and I didn't see the road was closed. I took a right and there was nowhere to go.
And what exactly does one have to do with the other? If
Nothing.
you're at a light and the light's red and you make a U-turn, well, sorry for you, but there's no such thing as a U-turn on red, so you just ran a red light.
Please give me your driver's license, your insurance, and your registration.
You don't have to be demanding. You can clearly see I'm pulling out my identification for you right here.
No, you're not, because you would have given it to him 5 minutes ago now. We've been editing several minutes out of this confrontation so far, and you're still bullshitting to not give him your license. So don't say, hey, I'm trying to do it to stop being demanding. Shut up and give him your license.
There's no reason for you to be rude to me. Remember, 300,000 people follow me teaching constitutional law.
So that 300,000 is kind of like my 34 subscribers. Fictional, maybe? Hey, Karen?
Well, that's 300,000 people been defrauded of their money and time. And saying that
That
you
too.
teach constitutional law is a really funny way of saying that you teach people how to be a dipshit during a traffic stop.
So, while you're armed and dangerous, I'm not.
You know, he might be armed and dangerous, but you are stupid and dumb fucked. Or as Radical would say, dick polluted. And we're actually going to hold just for a quick second because I forgot to turn the audio off on the Sounds of Opinion. So we're going to finish the Grand Arena fights here, and then we can go and get that audio changed, and then we'll return to De Liar, De Dipshit in progress. You can hold it for me for a moment, can you, Father Skip? Perfect, thank you. Alright, fight 3, the one that matters. Winner gets the spot. So just to recap, we have an idiot who cut somebody off, ran a corner. He's claiming that he should be 100% excused because the road was closed. Yet he went down it anyway. That's about as far as we've got. He's been bullshitting about 300,000 subscribers, teaching YouTube law, and being a TV producer. And we do win, so we will get credit. That gets us to triple nickels, $5.55. Let's get the screen fixed, get the audio gone, and back to the moron.
And you can't lose your temper because I'm a citizen and you're doing your job.
Temper? He hasn't lost any temper at all. His voice hasn't even changed one inflection. You, on the other hand, as Radical would say, have been the biggest dick flute who ever fluted the dick. So give him your fucking identification.
I'm just asking for your identification.
Right, but you're being aggressive towards me and I don't like it. You need to stop. You have 8 minutes to conclude your stop.
Right.
If you mess up one step of the way, I'll get your jacket.
Bold strategy there, Cotton. I really think you should rethink what you're saying.
Okay, Karen, why is it that every time one of these dick flutes get caught doing something wrong, they always threaten the police officers with their jobs? And what you want to bet that I can count on exactly 0 hands how many police officers have lost their jobs due to this human tampon?
And you know what I'm talking about when I say your jacket.
You need to identify yourself.
I clearly am showing you my identification right here.
You still haven't. It's 10 minutes later. You still haven't given him your license.
I'll take the tape off and I'll give it to you.
Oh my dear God. He can't be this fucking stupid, can he? He really cannot be this fucking stupid.
Tyrants. Like, I'm not usually this close to someone who's just so dangerous that carries a gun around pulling people over, demanding things. It's like, it's absolutely ridiculous the way you...
You get pulled over, any cop's gonna ask for your driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration. It's a fucking given. You are beyond ridiculous acting this way.
You guys behave and you wonder why people don't like you.
No, I actually like this cop a lot. I'd like it more if he'd pull out Sparky McSparkerson and then, light you up with 50,000 volts like a Christmas tree. But right now, I like him. He's actually doing his job extremely well, unlike you. So give him your fucking license.
People don't like cops because of people like you, asshole. This cop has been nothing but polite and patient with you, and on the screen you put the words, cop is impatient. But hey, I get it. If you made the cop look good, then that really wouldn't be good for your channel and anything for views, right?
I mean, look how you're behaving. You didn't see the road was closed back there?
I'm just asking for your
But you
identification.
didn't see the road was closed. It was plain as day the road was closed.
He still hasn't given the license. Dude, you don't argue your case at the corner. That's what fucking court is for. And yes, again, foreshadowing, we have that clip later on in tonight's part 2, so we will have that enjoyment as well. So hang on for the fun, the glitz, the glamour, the enjoyment, the happiness. I guarantee you, we will have some happiness from it. Alright, back to the moron.
You didn't see that?
I need your driver's license, your insurance registration, please.
Listen, you can be short all you want, but I don't exactly drive around with my identification showing for people to see it. You follow what I'm saying to you? You want to cover it up so you stay protected from identity theft.
Have you never heard of a wallet, you fucking caveman? Now what you guys don't see, and he'll later admit to it in the video.
Please don't tell me that he fucking actually put like duct tape or scotch tape over his driver license, name, address, and that kind of shit. Please, please, Father Skeptic, don't tell me he's that fucking stupid.
Is that he's put tape over all of his personal information on his driver's license.
Oh, fuck. Thank God I'm not doing this with Radical instead of you, because Radical would actually probably hit me with a facepalm cannon right about now. For, just saying please don't and then immediately getting told it. The worst I'd be is, ding!
I'm starting to think that he shouldn't be teaching shit until he finds his missing chromosome.
Minutes later, he's still pulling tape off the fucking license.
I mean, what in the world would make you pull me over? You can clearly see that the road was closed and I had nowhere to go.
Sir, I've already told you why I pulled you over.
Yeah, but you're just making an excuse to pull me over to see if I'm drinking or to see if I've done something wrong or to look in my car. I mean, the truth is, there's all the information you need right there. I mean, I can't believe you even pulled me over, to be honest. You could clearly see that road was closed. You didn't see the road was closed?
I saw, but I also saw that you were stopped at a red light, and you turned left at a red light, and then I also saw right here, you turned left in lane number L1 and straight into lane number 2 and cut off the other vehicle.
I didn't cut off any vehicles, officer. Don't make things up.
Right,
I got a camera in here, so don't say things that aren't true.
Now,
Really? Hold on. Wait. He's got a camera? Oh, this court case then should be extremely, extremely fun. Because, then he should just simply, provide the tape to the judge. And this should be really fun. Oh, why am I assuming with that face that you're giving me, Skeptic, you're immediately going to be bursting my bubble?
you would think that someone who teaches constitutional law and has a video camera that recorded the whole thing on tape would provide that tape as evidence in his trial, right?
Yes.
Well, fortunately for you, that's tomorrow's video.
Actually, that's later tonight, but I'll let you pass on that.
The judge tells him this.
What video?
I submitted a video.
Oh, fuck. Just why? I don't know why I bother anymore. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
And I submitted pictures both.
We have absolutely no video.
Oh, dear God.
Let me see if it's
And now the fucking moron has got out of his car in the middle of a traffic stop. Oh, thank God I don't have the network clip queued up for the everybody in the entire country face palming. You don't do that in a traffic stop. If you need to get out for any reason, you wait till you see the officer, you ask him kindly. Only when the officer says yes, then and only then do we consider getting out to do something. you don't do it on your own, because that's going to make the cop extremely wondering what the fuck are you trying to pull. And considering it's 2022, that what you could be trying to pull could very easily be a gun or other weapon. Dude, you might be Caucasian, but you're not against being stupid. Don't be stupid. Stay in your car.
The other side. I can get it. I don't need you. I don't need your help. You can. I'm not a criminal, so get the fuck off of me, brother.
I'm gonna have you wait in your car.
No, I'm gonna grab my registration like yeah.
See? Even the cops tell you, get your fucking ass in your bloody car, you moron. Even the cop is like, dude, I can't believe you're this fucking stupid. Really. I cannot believe that the IQ is gone this low with you. But, well, we continue.
He asked me to do.
Sir, I'm gonna have you wait in your car.
You're not giving me a lawful order. I teach constitutional law. Be very careful what you do.
Okay, this is.
Be very careful. I'm going. You're not.
This
Officer
is for,
safety.
This is
Under
for
Terry
my
versus
safety.
Ohio. I'm Pennsylvania versus Mims right now. I'm outside of my car. The 1978 holding. Are you sure?
Wrong! 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 Incredibly wrong! Goddamn, where the fuck do you teach? Because those people need a refund. Pennsylvania versus Mims allows an officer to pull you out of the car. Not for you to get out of the car on your own free will. And you claim you're a fucking law professor. So I said, if anybody's actually ever taking your class, they deserve a refund and a class action lawsuit against your fucking ass.
Sure.
Are you sure? Because Pennsylvania versus Mims gives that officer the right to give you a lawful order to get back in your car and makes it illegal for you to disobey it. And you would think that someone who teaches constitutional law to 300,000 people would know this.
No, because I said don't tell me what to do. You don't understand. If you
Officer, I know you're too good and you won't do this, but I and millions of people are waiting and praying you pull out Sparky Taser, light them up, make us happy as you have 50,000 volts through them, and even send you a Krispy Kreme gift card. You know, cops like donuts. That's in the offer for you. Just light them up a little, please. Make us happy.
make one mistake here, I will go after you.
Okay.
So now let me get my registration as he asked.
All right, so far, cop mistakes 0. Your mistakes. Oh fuck! You broke the scoreboard. There ain't that many digits to hold your number of mistakes.
Need to do.
I'm gonna have you wait in your vehicle.
I need to go around the other side to get my registration.
Okay. When I'm ready
You've
to
already looked at. You're not the boss of me. You're a cop doing a job.
Yes.
You have no other skills than this.
Fuck you, Karen. A lot of police in America
That's my lie, but I'll let you get away with it.
are military veterans, and I can guarantee you that their skill set far outshines yours, which limits you to being either a fluffer or making YouTube videos where you instigate confrontations with police officers for attention.
This is my
This
traffic
is the
stop.
only. This is not your traffic stop.
This
This is
is.
my freedom.
This is my
This
traffic
is the
stop.
only. This is not your traffic stop.
This
This is
is.
my freedom stop.
This
This is
is.
my freedom.
So I'm gonna.
I'm
have
going.
You,
He asked me to get the
Sir,
registration. I'm getting it. No.
I'm asking you to
No.
wait in your car.
No. The answer's no. The answer's no. You
Line 'em
cannot
up.
demand that I do unlawful orders. I teach constitutional law. Be very careful, officer.
Light him
You don't
up.
think that it'll affect you, but by about the second year, when I get into your jacket and you get a complaint on your jacket, and then you get demoted from overtime, and then that affect your pension.
Get your hand out of my face.
My hand's not in your face. I'm having
It
I'm
is
having a
worse.
discussion like a regular.
Again,
Now you're
that's-
touching me. Get your
No.
fucking hands
No,
off me.
no, you most definitely weren't having a discussion like a regular human being. Me and Skeptic, before we do these, have regular conversations like human beings. You, as what both of our good friends Rajic would say, have just been a dick flute and, are failing to English properly.
To me, I was standing right here.
Look, who's walking up and doing what to who?
I'm not moving at all, sir.
I have 300,000 followers, brother. They're gonna love.
If you have 300,000 followers, I'm the Queen of Sheba. Okay, no, well, hold on, I take that back. 'Cause you could have probably bought 300,000 followers from like Indonesia or India or something pretty cheap. Let me see. If you have 300,000 active followers and subscribers, I'm the Queen of Sheba. That I feel good of.
Love this.
Is there a particular reason why you're staring at the screen and not talking to the officer like a normal human being?
I'm trying to get my registration as he asked me to do. I'm not a danger to anybody. I've already showed him the inside of my car.
Nobody has asked you to exit the vehicle.
Okay, I'm getting the registration. Why are you in my face? I don't understand this. You want to follow me? He wants the registration. I want to get it for him.
I want you to keep waiting right here in your driver's seat.
Listen, see, this is the problem with police in America. This guy right here is an authoritarian piece of shit. This guy right here, he's trying.
No, there's only one piece of shit, and it isn't the officer, who might even get a Krispy Kreme gift card out of this without Sparky tasering just because you're such an asshole. But go ahead, Mr. Authoritative piece of shit. Continue to try to explain.
Trying to demand me around. What he doesn't understand is he doesn't have dominion over me. I'm not under arrest. And since I'm clearly going to identify I don't have any weapons, now he can't Terry stop me. Do you see the difference? If
Oh, fuck you. You think you looked on YouTube for 3 seconds, got 2 or 3 legal terms that you can toss around and try to make yourself look big on frickin' YouTube, that you now know everything? And just lifting your shirt, by the way, doesn't go ahead and identify that you don't have a weapon. You could be hiding a weapon fucking just about anywhere. So just lifting your shirt does not go ahead and absolve you of that particular requirement, you epic moron. But go ahead, keep believing it. A lot of us would love to see your ass tasered, lit up. Otherwise, it's pretty good fun. But you keep believing what you believe. Please. Please, please, please do.
If he didn't know I didn't have weapons, then he could handcuff me. But because now if he does handcuff me, he's working outside of the color of law.
Wrong again, you fucking moron. And I swear, if you quote US 18242, I'm gonna reach through the screen and scrap the shit out of you.
And that's U.S. Code 18, Section 242.
Oh, fuck you. God damn, what is this? I call it right before you fucking say it night?
Again, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And believe me when I tell you this, that pulling your shirt up and waving your micro dong in front of him is not sufficient enough for him to know that you don't have any weapons on you.
Micro dog? I was going to say no dog, but okay, if you want to give him at least a micro one, I won't argue.
You can't let tyrants like this push you around.
Again, the only tyrant is the one who's fucking speaking right now!
He literally was physically touching me, when if he didn't have that badge and gun, he would never do that to me. Ever. Because he knows better. He knows what would happen.
Okay, beta male, shut the fuck up.
Don't you? Without that badge and gun, we both know what would happen. You're the beta male. I'm the alpha male.
Yeah, right. I have never, ever seen an alpha male in my life who walks around with glasses from the Sally Jesse Raphael collection. I know you guys can't see it, but that is it. He's fucking wearing Sally Jesse Raphael's glasses.
And you know that.
Okay, Karen. You know alpha males don't just walk around telling everybody else they're alpha males. But I will give him this. About the only thing that's alpha about him is the confidence he has while wearing glasses from the Sarah Jessica Raphael collection.
He's scared.
Oh, god damn it,
Because
Skeptic!
a real man faced me man to man. Not without the badge and gun, you see. He put his hands on me and physically touched me because he's working inside of the color of law. Now, if he puts me in handcuffs after I showed him that I don't have a weapon, that's an illegal detainment, which means I could sue his ass personally. He no longer has qualified immunity. But see, he's a Neanderthal. He doesn't have any other skill sets. The only skill set he has is to be an authoritarian.
And the only skill set you have is to be an utter dick flute, as my good friend Ragical would say. Stop being a dick flute. Just shut up!
Like, he doesn't want me to go over and get my registration, not because they don't need the registration, because he wants to dominate me and control me.
Trust me, if he wanted to dominate and control you, he'd have you in handcuffs sitting in the back of his squad car. It's you who is being the aggressor, and it's really you who's trying to control and dominate this situation. And
I was gonna say, if he wanted to dominate, he'd make me incredibly happy by lighting this fucker up with that taser. But since he isn't, again, you're lying sack of shit. I'm sorry, Skeptic, you wanted to say some more?
unfortunately for you, this police officer's not buying your Fantasyland bullshit, and I really wish he'd fucking tase you by now.
Agreed.
He's actually a coward. You can see it on his face. He's terrified. Because if he didn't have the badge and gun, he knows he would have no chance against a man like me.
That made me smile for a damn Thursday/Friday night. Oh, God. I'd say, I will admit I'm not the strongest kid in the universe, but I can fucking take you. If I can take you, you loser, I know this cop would fucking, make mincemeat out of you. Easy. He could probably do it with both hands and one leg tied behind his back and still make mincemeat out of you.
He knows that. He knows it. That's why he's dressed up like a coward.
So he's dressed up like a coward because he's in a police officer uniform?
Oh, Skeptic, I know this is the night of me saying something and then you immediately... and I'm gonna regret saying this. But please, please, please don't tell me this guy has a fucking cop-wearing badge gun outfit fetish. Please. Because that would kind of like wrap this up perfectly.
And how the fuck do you explain this?
If you guys
Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! God damn it! Fuck! God damn! You had to do it, Skeptic! You just had to do it! Oh, God! There he is, dressed up as a cop! Oh, fuck!
later, it just, for some reason, it just doesn't want to work. It just doesn't work. There's some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug.
Well, apparently every day you're a fucking hypocrite. But it's all starting to make sense now. You really, really, really wanted to be a police officer growing up as a kid. But unfortunately for you, you couldn't even pass the most basic of tasks by spelling your name correctly on a sign-in sheet. So now you spend your entire life acting like a fake cop when no real cops are around, and being a dickhead when they are.
So this is the Mullen Commission on Policing. I'm sure you know. Absolutely.
Oh, will you shut up about the Mullen bill, which was like 20, 30, 40 years ago in New York? Well, you're almost as fucking as far away from New York as you could fucking get in Arizona. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you went through a red light and cut somebody off. Sheesh.
Absolutely nothing about it. It's the 94 Mullen Commission that shows police are absolute trash. That's you. You signed up to do this. You're garbage man. You don't have any other skills other than this right here. Sad. Pathetic.
No, again, the only sad, pathetic still is you asshole.
So I'm going to pull out my poster here to show him exactly what he's...
Oh, please don't. Because if you pull out that poster, there's only one thing I'm going to use to do with it. I'm going to use it for toilet paper when I take my next shit.
talking about because he has no idea what he's doing. That's okay, though. I'll educate him. I have no problem doing it.
Please don't.
See, you can't run around putting your hands on people. You don't have a right to put your hands on me. I'm not armed and dangerous.
No, you're just stupid and moron.
So said every criminal before he committed his first crime.
This is the poster of which I teach on right here. So right here. So just so you guys can see, I'm showing the coward. There's the 1977 holdings of Pennsylvania versus Mims. That's an extension of Terry versus Ohio. Now see, what the coward here is trying to do is he wants to Terry stop me and put his hands on me. But what he doesn't understand is that Pennsylvania versus Mims has a very explicit statute. The officer has to believe that I'm armed and dangerous before he can jerk me out of my car or detain me with handcuffs.
Wrong again, dumbass. Pennsylvania versus Mims is a Supreme Court ruling that actually gives the cops the rights to tell you to stay in the car, or pull you out of the car, or put you in handcuffs, or put you in the back of his car.
This is the way American police treat American citizens.
No, this is how fucking assholes try to be assholes. And you're doing quite well, Mrs. Howley.
Completely uncalled for. And they pulled me over because there was a road down there that was.
Citation. You have to take it by the.
What's my citation for?
January red light violation and proper turn. The back of the
You couldn't see the road was closed back there?
Answer.
Oh, go to hell, dude. You guys are both authoritative. Oh, can I walk over here now? Are you still scared, copper? Are you still scared? Are you still scared? Are you still scared? Yeah, coward. See you next time, coward. Which, by the way, I need your business card, officer. I need his business card. Can I get your card, please? I need your business card, officer. I need your business card, officer.
Aw, you just got fucked.
Can I get your business? I need your card, and I need. So now I'm asking him to identify. And now you're not going to identify yourself?
I fucking love it. The officers are like, fuck this guy, and just drive off as he continues to talk. What do they say about that in your legal class, jackass? Alright, guys.
Alright, one other thing while we queue up the other half, and you grab that other half for me, Skeptic. I love that his message, please subscribe because I got banned by YouTube at 300,000 subscribers. I just happened to check his new account. Yeah. He's got less subscribers than I do. So, dude, next time you tell me you have 300,000 subscribers, I'm going to slap you. And now, more moron, more of the time, as we go to the moron with his day in court. You ready, Skeptic? Yes? No? Maybe? Ready? We good? Okay, here we go.
So let's begin.
Time set for hearing in this matter. The date is announced ready. Mr. Castro, are you ready to proceed?
Well, I want my motions to be considered. I haven't gotten due process of the law. It's both in the Arizona Constitution.
Sir, actually, I did consider your motion, and I denied them.
Oh, you did?
Because there's no basis in law for them.
Come on, Judge. You must not know who you're dealing with. This guy teaches constitutional law to over 300,000 people. So I highly doubt that there's any argument that he'll ever make that doesn't have any legal basis.
I also put in for a continuance because I don't have the body cam footage from the police officers.
You really fucking asking for body cam footage for a traffic stop? Oh, dear God. This is going to be the end of me, I swear. Judge, please tell me you're not going to fall for this guy's idiot move. Tell him to shut the fuck up, please. Please, I know I normally kid and said give Krispy Kreme gift cards to the cops. Whatever gift card you want is in the auction. Just treat this guy like the asshole he is, please.
And I did apply for the body cam footage from both police officers.
Okay. Well, I explained to you in the other motion or other response that you're not entitled to discovery. There is no discovery in civil traffic matters.
Are you telling me that this legal expert doesn't have a basic understanding of how traffic court works? And believe me, that won't be the only thing that he doesn't understand.
I
So
see.
it's time to proceed.
One more thing, ma'am. I just want to put on a matter of record here that I did apply to see if these officers were on a Brady list, if their testimony could be tainted, because...
Oh, go fuck off! You gonna try to pull a Brady bullshit here? Oh, fucking dear God in whatever Lord God you believe in. For those of you who do not know, the Brady Commission several decades ago, spawned to create what's known as a Brady list for an officer who has lied under oath in a court case before. Each state keeps these lists so that an officer, if they have acquiesced to lying their ass off on the stand, can easily be identified as such. And most of the time, most police precincts will no longer allow them to actually work. They'll fire them, basically, as a result, because if you can't be trusted to give expert testimony, you're not really any good, because when you get called to explain what happened, the defense can immediately go, so, you're on a Brady list, you've proved you've lied before, right? Well, why are we going to believe you now? Really, this guy's trying to pull this fucking bullshit? And I'm going to have a hunching suspicion that he's going to probably try to claim that he has no idea whether or not the assholes are or haven't been on a Brady list, and was asking for the court to provide such a list, when anybody with either a computer or even a mobile phone nowadays can immediately Google Brady list followed by whatever state you want to search, and have the Brady list for whatever state you want to have it for. By the way, spoiler, the officer is not on the list. But we continue.
List on the Brady list, and I didn't receive an answer back on that yet. So, when that Brady list information comes back, if these officers are on the Brady list, and I don't know that information, we don't know if the officer's being truthful.
Sir,
Yeah,
the question is, what Brady list are you referring to?
Well, the list to find out if an officer has previously perjured himself or lied on the stand. It's the Brady court. It's the Brady court case from 1963 that would establish a list of police officers who have previously lied on the stand or lied in their testimony. And we don't have the answer back from that yet.
I'm gonna be honest, before I saw this video, I didn't even know what a Brady list was. But literally, after only 5 to 10 minutes of research, I was not only able to tell what the Brady list was, but I was able to obtain the entire Brady list for the state of Arizona. So I don't understand why a legal expert who chose to represent himself isn't able to do the same thing. And spoiler alert, the officer who's the witness, Officer Trader, he's not on the Brady list for Arizona.
Do you have any questions about how we're going to proceed, sir?
No, I just want to inform the court that all of my phone calls are recorded, so I want to make sure that's a matter of record. And I keep very meticulous records of everything.
Well, let me point out to you that you're not allowed to record a civil traffic hearing.
It's not a public hearing?
You are not allowed to record it. The only person allowed to, the court records the civil traffic hearing. And by law, you are not allowed to do that.
You really don't have to be a constitutional law expert to know that when a judge tells you that it's illegal to record your court appearance, that you shouldn't be recording your court appearance. I mean, it should be common sense, but apparently common sense isn't common for cavemen.
Exhibit number 1 is going to be...
Oh, by the way, guess what? He continues to record it. And I have a good friend of mine, Mr. Pepper, who would like to say something about that. Pepper?
It's a bold strategy, Con. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Thank you.
A satellite image with overlay of how the intersection looked. So the vehicle in question, the Odyssey, was stopped through the crosswalk.
I would
So
object.
I
I would object, Your Honor. I would object. That picture,
What's your objection?
that is not an accurate picture. That is not a current picture. That is not a relevant picture.
Okay, I'm going to overrule your objection. It's going to come in.
Can I retort, ma'am?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No! God, please, no! No!
No! No?
No!
Okay.
A slight argument ensued, and eventually
I
the
object.
driver supplied a
Object.
photocopy.
And what's your objection?
Well, Your Honor, he's classifying an argument when I was simply handing him my identification. I was getting it out of my glove box.
You lying sack of shit! Remember, we already just went through part one of that traffic stop, which you took over 15 plus minutes and had to remove tape from a driver's license before you ever cared to hand it over to him. So, yeah, I'd definitely say at least, bare bones minimum, a small argument ensued.
He's testifying that there was an argument when there...
I agree with him, but that is a matter of opinion. I'm going to overrule the objection.
Come on, Chili Riano. We all saw the video, and you were absolutely being argumentative. And I love how this judge continues to shut him down every time he brings up an irrelevant point.
All right. Do you have any questions you want to ask the officer?
Yes, ma'am. So, officer...
Oh, good. He's going to interview the officer now on cross-examination. Let's see how he fucks this up.
The road was closed. Is that correct? The road was closed going from east to west?
West of Rural Road was closed, but the section in question was open to traffic.
The intersection was open, but the east and westbound lanes were closed. You couldn't go east or west. So, or maybe just west where the road was closed. Where I took a right.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. You don't get to testify right now. All you get to do is ask him questions.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions you want to ask him?
Of course I do. I'm defending myself.
Saying that you're defending yourself is a very colorful way of saying that you're making yourself look dumber than a bag of dicks.
So then, if you're taking a right-hand turn from the south, as I was, then it's very possible that the driver could not have seen that there was road closures up right there. Is that correct?
That possibly exists, but
right.
There were signs saying that you shouldn't have taken the right turn to begin with.
Sir, you submitted pictures where there's no signage of a road closed. Is that correct?
Okay, sir, you don't have a charge with regards to the right-hand turn. So I'm going to ask you to move on past that, please.
Well,
oh yeah, that's another thing he does throughout his video. He continues to argue about a right turn, a U-turn, and signs leading up to some kind of road closure, all of which have nothing to do with what he was ticketed for, which was running a red light and making an improper lane change.
Did you submit any pictures where there's proper signage that would alert, especially an out-of-state driver, that the road has been closed?
Sir, I'm going to stop you again.
Sure.
We've been going on now for 25 minutes, and this is not relevant to what occurred. You were not cited for violating anything regarding the road closure. So let's move on. You were cited for going into the intersection against the red light. So let's start with after you had realized you made a mistake. What did you do then?
I love that. Considering that we've already added 25 minutes out of the the judge is starting to get a little perturbed here.
I never testified that I made a mistake, ma'am.
What are you even talking about? Your whole argument predicates on you turning onto a closed road because there wasn't any proper signage. That's the mistake she's talking about. As far as your traffic tickets go, she's going to be the one that determines your innocence or guilt after you present your evidence.
Is it true that in Maricopa County that there has to be 3 days of warnings for local residents that this road is going to be closed?
Dude, I thought we've already said anything about a road being closed is off limits. Take the fucking hint.
Okay, Maricopa County law doesn't necessarily apply to the city of Tempe.
Tempe is in Maricopa County.
And the signs are not relevant. Move on.
So,
move
ma'am,
on,
are you telling me that if I'm telling
you that the signs are not relevant.
Not warning the driver that the road is closed and the sign.
10 times at least. I'm telling you now, the signs about whether or not you could go down that road are not relevant. You were not charged with anything related to your movement and those signs. So, move on.
Ma'am, I object. That's not true. The reason I took a right is because there was no sign that the road was closed.
I've made my ruling.
How many times is she going to have to tell you that you weren't cited for the right turn, you weren't cited for the U-turn, so the signage means nothing to your tickets?
Wow. Tenny versus
Move
Brandoff
on.
forces me to just say yes, ma'am.
Sir,
I don't have any choice but to just agree with you.
respond.
I see.
Ask your next question.
Yeah.
Ask your next question.
Okay, so, officer, when you observed me make a U-turn at a closed road, do you have any understanding as to the reason why someone would attempt to take a right on a road that's closed?
I have no idea why someone would, especially seeing that there was signage that you can't turn.
You're saying there was signage, but again, you didn't submit any evidence that there was any kind of signage
Sir,
at all. Well,
you're still on the signs.
it's not relevant that there was no signage?
Not relevant.
Okay.
Move on.
Officer, how...
If you want to still ask him questions, you need to move on to the things that are related to the actual violations in this case.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you see all right. About as well as a psychic sees their own death, because you have zero self-awareness of where you're at and what situation you've gotten yourself into, which is clearly evident by the judge consistently overturning every one of your objections.
He did not cite you regarding your attempt at a right turn. He did not cite you for a U-turn. He cited you for the other violations after that. So please focus on what is relevant in this case.
Is it relevant how far back the barricades
No.
were? It's not relevant, so I couldn't have seen
No.
it? Oh, it's not?
No.
This is
Move
crazy.
on.
Okay. This is just nuts. But I'm trying to get justice in America. So as we continue down the road here. So, officer, how many...
Sir, if you don't stop making these statements, I'm going to cut off your cross.
Cut off my what,
You
ma'am?
need
You're a prof, you moron. Or are you telling me that as a legal expert, you don't know what a proffer is? A proffer, in this situation, is the person who's presenting himself to cross-examine the police officer. So when she says she's about to cut off your prof, what she means is she's about to end your ability to cross-examine the police officer because you have no idea what you're doing.
to focus on the things that are relevant. Quit making statements and ask the officer questions. Otherwise, I will have to assume that you don't have any more questions for him.
Oh. Well, that would be an
Next question.
incorrect assumption. So, officer, why would a driver, and in this case it was me, why would a driver make a U-turn and turn around in an intersection, and especially in a very busy area like Tempe that resides in Maricopa
I'm
County?
going to object. I'm going to say that's not relevant. We have moved on from the U-turn.
He just doesn't get it.
No, he
One of
doesn't.
these days, Chili, 2 of your 3 brain cells will smash together, and you'll understand why you're wrong.
And then you went through the red light to turn from eastbound to northbound.
So you're a police officer. You have all this experience. Why would someone you said I ran a red light and I'm going to...
Now you're asking him to speculate as to why someone would do that. And we're not here to speculate, sir.
I don't know if this was ultimately Chili's objective, but you can literally hear him draining the life force out of the judge with every objection.
He's ready to your life
Any
force
other
of the beast.
questions about the driving?
Of course. If you'd let me ask them. I would just like to ask my questions. So, when I'm being charged with making...
Sir, I'm telling you right now, that's it on the question.
Oh, I'm not allowed to ask any more questions? So you're denying me due process
you make
again.
Comments, you make
Okay.
statements.
Again, you're
You
denying
make
me due
comments
process.
on every comment.
That's okay.
So you're going to cut off Ross. I'm going to assume that you're done. Since
I'm
the
not
next
done.
thing you wanted to talk about was
I'm
the
not done.
supposed argument that took into account.
You're not allowing me to ask my
I
questions.
can only assume that when you don't follow my rules,
Assumptions are not a good thing to
happens.
make.
So,
Yeah, no kidding. Kind of like how it's a bad idea to make the assumption that you have the same legal aptitude as a lawyer does, especially when you're in court.
Your rules. This is the
Sir,
court of law. I get due
you
process.
need to stop talking now. And quit laughing like you think it's amusing. I'm telling you right now, you are not following the rules of the court. You've ignored them, and you've laughed at them, and you've thought it was very amusing. I'm telling you right now, there are rules that we follow, and you are not following them.
And I feel like I'm being
I
denied
warned
due
you
process.
several times. I warned you several times you continued to just make these statements when you were supposed to be doing questioning and cross-examination, that I would end the cross-examination having to assume that you didn't want to ask any more questions. And instead of asking questions, you continue to make these statements. So I am going to stop the cross-examination at this point.
No due process.
Officer, do you have anything else you want to say that you haven't already said?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Mr. Fletcher, you have been sworn in. Go ahead and state your full name, spelling your last name for the record.
And note, that was not him doing that. It was just us blinking out his name, so therefore he can't claim he's being doxxed, even though he's the one that posted the video to his channel.
What do you want to tell me with regards to what happened?
There's no evidence against me here, none. You have an officer's testimony. There is causation in this case. There was no signage for the roads being closed. I didn't know the road was closed. I wouldn't try to take a right on a road that's closed. It's preposterous, considering I don't have anything on my driving record. Why would I make a mistake like that in such a busy area? It's just silly.
Have you ever actually watched any of your videos? You
Yes,
are the
I did.
personification of what silly is. So yeah, you making a few silly traffic violations in the middle of the night and then coming in and arguing against a silly straw man is right up your alley.
And then when I made a U-turn and turned around, I was in the middle of the intersection with no signage that the road was closed. And if you check the Maricopa County handbook, it says that it's a historic problem that there's no signage. And even if there was signage, I would have to get 72 hours of notice. I didn't get that. And then when the officer came up and asked me for my ID, I was simply getting it out of the glove box. To state that I was argumentative with him is just preposterous. It's another way to paint me in a negative light. It's just not true.
Chili, you paint yourself in a negative light, and you're clearly using lead paint.
And the fact that you didn't allow me to finish my question and deny me due process, ma'am, this is going to end up in appeal in federal district court.
You serious?
This is absolutely wrong what's happening right now. I have the right to ask him questions. If you don't like how I'm asking questions, you're welcome to make me direct. But you're not allowed to tell me that my asking questions is over or I don't get due process of the law. Maybe this court doesn't understand. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. What I am trying to say is that there's been no evidence presented. You have an officer who has testified that I've done some things, but he's presented no
Okay, I'm going
evidence.
to stop you because you're making argument at this point.
I'm
And
testifying. You said I was
presenting
testifying.
evidence. You want to present evidence.
Yes, I submitted a video that shows the entire thing. I submitted pictures.
Oh my god, yes, we're going to get to the supposed video.
that show.
What video?
I submitted.
What video?
I submitted a video and I submitted pictures both.
We have absolutely no video.
Well, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So we don't have a video.
I submitted video and pictures, Your Honor. The fact that it's not here now to me, honestly,
where
is
did
not
you
surprising.
submit those to?
Well, given your lack of mental acuity, that makes two of us that aren't surprised.
To the court online.
How did you send them to us?
I sent them through the email
Sir?
submission.
How did you send them to us?
I can, if you want, you can ask again, and I'll continue to answer if you'd like. What I just said to
No,
you,
I'm
ma'am.
asking you.
You're asking me for the third time now. Let me say it again. I submitted them via email.
Well, let me stop you. Are you streaming this hearing on YouTube?
Oh, the cotton moment's coming back. I think somebody must have pointed the judge out.
Your Honor, you told me I could.
Uh-oh. And no, she clearly told you at the beginning of this video that you were not allowed to record this appearance and that it was illegal. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that you knew that you shouldn't have been doing it and still did it, or the fact that you posted it to your YouTube channel after you got caught.
No, I said you can't tape it.
You said we can continue. That's what you
I
said.
told you over again that the rule is you cannot tape and are not allowed to record these hearings.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not what you
We
said,
are
ma'am.
going to.
I'll end the stream for you, though, if that's what
We
you'd like.
gave you the opportunity of appearing telephonically. We didn't require you to come into court to do this. If you are streaming that right now, you need to undo that connection right now.
There you go, ma'am. I ended
Right now.
There you go. I ended the
You
stream.
talked
No,
about
you haven't.
violating laws.
Oh, there he goes. Wasted. And that is the moron of the day. Thank you very much, Skeptic, for the two-parter. Definitely appreciate it. We'll look forward to more lovely fun from you next time. Now, with the time we get left, let's handle tonight's Judge Judy hyper case of the evening. Tonight, Judge Judy would like you to take a lesson from your son. Advice to say you might want to do it.
Driving along when a rock hit her car. The Barcelona's son admits he threw it, but the Barcelonas say prove it.
I threw it up in the air and I tried to hit the parachute.
There was a parachute stuck in the tree.
Yeah.
So you took a rock and you tried to knock the parachute out?
Yeah. I missed the parachute.
And what happened?
It went over the wall at my house and...
So it went over the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I heard it hit something.
I don't believe, and he is nervous right now, but he had told me, Mommy, I don't know where it hit. There was a noise. We're talking a little 9-year-old boy with a little tiny rock, some branches. He's trying to get the parachute up, so you have to jump up. When you jump up, it comes down. If it even went 50 feet, even, it would have come down. It would have went sideways.
I'm going to hear their side of the story, but I want you to just pay attention to what you're doing. Your own son ran into the house afterwards because he knew he hit something.
Asked my son, did you hit her car? And he said, no.
That's
I
not
don't
what
know where it hit. That is
he
exactly
didn't say,
what he said
no,
to me.
he didn't say no.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's exactly
what
he said to me.
Then, Miss Barcelona, you should have gone further and say, how do you know the rock didn't hit her car?
And his mom came out and came to the door, and we came out to the car, and I showed her, and I said, this is what happened to the car. And she told me, kids will be kids. I don't know why they do what they do. And I go, that's fine. I go, that's true. Yes, you came yelling, this has happened before. And I said, with my son? And you said, no, but I'm sick of it. Someone's going to pay this time. That is word for word what you said. And I said, I will not be responsible for something that I don't believe happened. Show me your car.
Smarter than you two are. He's smarter. I'm going to tell you why. Because as soon as this happened, he acknowledged to me, that means he admitted to me in front of you, that he ran up to this lady's car and said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, it was an accident. Absolutely the right thing to say. Goes up, I'm not sure, because I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm not sure where he gets the good manners from, because he ran up to the lady who caused the damage, whose car he damaged, and he said, I'm sorry, it was an accident, please forgive me. And then what he hears his parents doing is making excuses, finding the house where they live, going out and checking trajectory to see if it could possibly happen. So the Barcelonas are going to pay for this damage. You're a very nice young man, Brian, and you did the right thing. Right? You apologized and you did the right thing. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. That's all.
Thank you very much. And yeah, that kid is awesome. With a capital A. Let's do one more quick little hyper case. And this, just because this will air on Friday night, I think it's quite fitting. Judge Judy was somebody who is drinking and driving. Or as my friends over in the UK would say, drink driving.
Pamela Fanton admits she got drunk at a wine tasting with tennis pro Jeff Ray. He got busted for DUI and she bailed him out. Now she wants the money.
Since you were in no condition to drive because you were also blotto, they towed your car.
Exactly.
So you want him to pay for that too?
I do. The original agreement.
Okay.
Had because we were going to the crush party and I knew that we would be drinking. That's as much the point as going. I had agreed, and we had both agreed that we were going to stay up there. I had agreed to pay for the hotel, knowing that he probably didn't have the funds to do so. So I agreed to pay for the hotel. It was our agreement to stay up there. I had an overnight bag, and I had things I would need for the next morning. He had a tennis lesson in the morning, and I said, fine, I'll be fine in the morning. I'll drive you home. Absolutely no problem. To amplify that, we had stopped at a grocery store to get some bread and cheese and some champagne to have in the room for that evening before we went home the next morning. Well, as we were driving to what I thought was the hotel, which it's a very small town, there are little dotted hotels within, several hundred yards. Jeff got on the freeway, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, we're going to drive it home." I said, "Jeff, please don't do this. We've both been drinking. I don't feel good about this. I'm fine. We'll make it home."
Let's hear your side of the story. Why aren't you responsible for your own bail?
I could have taken care of the bail. I had an out-of-state license, so that was the only reason why they required bail. And the 180 I was planning to pay back without any problem, and was going to do so until she decided that she was going to take me to court and sue for their balance.
Honor, I don't think he's telling you the complete story. He has friends in the Treasury Department. When we were there, I took him to the hearing for his DUI. The lady who, I guess it's a court-appointed attorney, who assists before the actual hearing, said, "Well, you must know people in high places. There's a letter here, and they have dropped the charges or reduced the charges to failures to stay within the lanes." Obviously, I was at fault too, partially, when we got in that car initially. However, my intention was not to get onto the freeway and endanger my life, his life, the lives of everybody else on that freeway. And when I found that our government, by virtue of a letter, dismissed that charge, I was just outraged. And that's why this is so important to me.
And if there were a letter, then that is part of public record and can be...
Not necessarily, sir, not if it's that kind of letter. You mean she's just making this up out of whole cloth? This conversation
I
that
didn't
she
see
heard?
any letter.
No.
All I
Did you hear the statement that she heard?
He was with me,
Did you
Honor.
hear the statement that she heard from the
Yes,
attorney?
but I didn't. I have no idea what it was. I mean, it was obvious that...
You must have a good fairy someplace watching over you. Since you were both really at fault, you have to assume some of the financial burden. Got it? And the towing part is your financial burden. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $175. Don't drink and drive.
Thank you.
Period. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. As well as, of course, that'll bring us to a close here for Part 2. Come back in the overnight tonight at 2 a.m. Eastern. I believe it's either 7 or 8 a.m. UTC. Check for your local times. And we will have Art Bell with What Made Him Famous. Beautiful, lovely UFOs. So make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals of 50,000 viewers, 1,000 subscribers, so Boxing and Extras will send us those nice, lovely red boxes for us to get to you all. And of course, YouTube will pay attention to us. CoinBase and Ibotta below. Fill them out. Get your $10 free and your other items through CoinBase and Earn and from shopping. So until we do meet in the overnight for Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another, because again, that's all we have in the world when it all boils down. May your fights in Dominion be awesome, and it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. We'll see each other in the overnight for aliens and UFOs as we march on through Dominion here from day one. Have a great evening. We'll